Dawn amidst the shadows, the child of Lilas. In the year 44084 ADF, when the light of the stars mingled with the eternal twilight of the Sülnàrwœl mountains, a child was born unto the realm of Lilas. This was no ordinary birth, for the child came into being near the enigmatic heart of Yaquasiata, known to the ancients as the Wailing Cave, a place where reality itself seemed to fold, weaving the fabric of existence into patterns of mystery and allure. He was named Ëthœn Wílædhàn, a name destined to be etched into the annals of time, heralding the dawn of a saga both grand and profound. Lilas, cradled by verdant forests and the whispering winds of destiny, was a land steeped in legend. Here the mountains stood as silent sentinels, guarding secrets older than the stars. Ëthœn's infancy was bathed in the luminescence of the celestial dance, under skies unblemished by the passage of aeons. From the moment of his first breath, it was evident that Ëthœn was no mere denizen of the world, but a child marked by the cosmos, a beacon of potential in an age of awakening wonders. As Ëthœn grew, so too did his insatiable curiosity for the world around him. The legends of Lilas, tales of heroes long past and mysteries veiled in the mists of time, were his sustenance. He drank deeply from the well of knowledge, his young mind a fertile ground for seeds of lore and wisdom planted by the elders of his land. The tales of ancient battles, of realms beyond the veil of reality, and of the ethereal beings that danced among the stars, these were the lullabies that nurtured his dreams. Yet, it was the allure of Yaquasiata, the Wailing Cave near which he was born, that captivated Ëthœn's imagination most. This mysterious site, shrouded in an aura of unfathomable power and somber beauty, beckoned to him. It was said that the cave held the keys to forgotten epochs, a portal to truths untold. Ëthœn's heart, ever yearning for the secrets of the cosmos, knew that his destiny was intertwined with the fate of this ancient place. The mountains of Sülnàrwœl, under whose shadow Ëthœn spent his early years, were not merely silent observers of his journey. They were his teachers, imparting lessons of resilience, of the harmony between the earth and sky, and of the silent strength that resides in the heart of all things. In the embrace of these towering guardians, Ëthœn learned to listen to the voice of the world, a symphony of whispers not heard but felt, a melody of the earth's eternal song. Thus began the saga of Ëthœn Wílædhàn, the child of Lilas, whose life was to be a tapestry of light and shadow, woven from the threads of ancient magic and the unyielding spirit of the land. His path was one of discovery, leading him ever closer to the truths that lay hidden in the depths of Yaquasiata and beyond, into the heart of mystery itself. In the annals of history, the early years of Ëthœn would be remembered as the dawn amidst the shadows, a prelude to the odyssey of a soul destined to transcend the bounds of mortality and legend alike. The Arcanist's Ascendancy, Echoes in the Halls of Sky. Between the years 44484 and 44284 ADF, the tale of Ëthœn Wílædhàn unfolded beneath the vaulted arches of the Ëthœn, known amongst the realms of men and myth as the Sky Library. This citadel of wisdom, perched upon the zenith of Gylkórnthýr, was a beacon of enlightenment, its spires piercing the heavens, a testament to the pursuit of knowledge that transcended the mundane, reaching for the divine. Within these hallowed halls, Ëthœn, now a youth with eyes like the storm-tossed sea, hungry for the secrets of the universe, found his calling. The Sky Library was not merely a repository of ancient texts and arcane lore. It was a crucible in which the future was forged, a place where destiny was shaped by the hands of those brave enough to dream. And dream Ëthœn did, with a heart aflame with the desire to unlock the mysteries that lay hidden in the fabric of creation. It was here, amidst the echo of footsteps on ancient stone and the silent watch of 1,000 tomes, that Ëthœn pledged his fealty to the Dunlirathenian Devri, the Brotherhood of the Storm. This conclave of mages, scholars, and arcanists was as enigmatic as the twilight realms they studied, their knowledge a tempest that could enlighten or destroy, depending on the will of those who wielded it. To be counted among their number was to walk a path few dared to tread, a journey into the heart of the storm itself. Under the tutelage of the Brotherhood, Ëthœn's potential blossomed like a night-blooming flower under the moon's tender gaze. He delved into the arcane arts with a fervor that belied his years, his soul resonating with the ancient magic that permeated the very walls of the Sky Library. The elements themselves seemed to whisper to him secrets of fire and frost, of wind and earth, secrets that he grasped with a keen intellect and an unquenchable thirst for understanding. But it was not merely the mastery of magic that Ëthœn sought. He immersed himself in the study of the world's hidden lore, of histories forgotten by time, of languages spoken by the stars. With each passing day, his knowledge grew, a vast ocean that stretched into the horizon, limitless and unfathomable. In the company of the Brotherhood of the Storm, Ëthœn found not only mentors but kin, souls as restless as his own, each searching for their place in the tapestry of the cosmos. Together, they explored the mysteries of the Ëthœn, their spirits intertwined with the elemental forces that danced at the edge of creation. The years spent within the embrace of the Sky Library were a crucible from which Ëthœn emerged transformed. No longer merely a child of Lillas, he was now Ëthœn Wílædhàn, the arcanist, whose name would be whispered on the winds of change, a harbinger of the storm that was to come. His journey through the realms of knowledge and power had only just begun, a prelude to the legend he was destined to become. Whispers from the Abyss, the calling of Yakwasiata. In the year 44294 ADF, the winds of fate, now a tempest, beckoned Ëthœn Wílædhàn to the heart of his childhood enigma, the Yakwasiata, known as the Wailing Cave, a place shrouded in veils thicker than the night. This was no mere cavern. It was a mouth agape with the ancient secrets of the earth, a wellspring of mysteries that murmured in the darkness, calling out to those who dared listen. Ëthœn, his soul aflame with the untamed curiosity that had marked his youth, and now honed by the wisdom of the Ëthœn, found himself standing at the threshold of the abyss. The Sülnàrwœl mountains, under whose shadow the cave lay hidden, stood as silent witnesses to his pilgrimage. The land here was alive, breathing in a rhythm so ancient that time itself seemed to pause, listening. As he ventured into the heart of Yakwasiata, the air grew thick with the power of unspoken words. The walls of the cave, etched with mysterious runes that danced in the dim light, spoke of a language lost to the ages, a lexicon of magic that predates the stars. These were not merely inscriptions, they were the very sinews of the world, woven into the stone with the threads of creation itself. And then the voices, soft at first, like the rustle of leaves in a forgotten grove, growing in intensity until they filled the cavern with their lament. These were not the voices of the dead, but of something else, something ancient and timeless, trapped between the layers of reality. They spoke in riddles and in sighs, their words intertwining with the runes upon the walls, a symphony of shadow and light. This encounter in the depths of Yakwasiata was a crucible for Ëthœn. The voices, unsettling yet compelling, ignited within him an obsession that would define his path. The secrets of the cave, veiled in darkness and enigma, became his singular pursuit. He sought to unravel the mysteries of the runes, to understand the language of the voices that spoke from beyond the veil. It was a quest not for the faint of heart, for it demanded not only intellect, but the courage to gaze into the abyss and not flinch. The visit to Yakwasiata marked a turning point in Ëthœn's life, a moment when the veil between seeker and sage began to thin. Here, in the embrace of the earth's deepest secrets, he stood on the precipice of understanding, his destiny no longer his own, but intertwined with the ancient lore of the world. The journey into the Wailing Cave was but a single step, a step into the unknown, where the only light to guide him was the fire of his own indomitable will. Voyage beyond the veil, in pursuit of forbidden shadows. From the year 44294 to 4444 ADF, the chronicle of Ëthœn Wílædhàn unfurled across the expanse of the known and the veiled worlds alike. The whispers of Gylkórnthýr, having kindled an insatiable flame within his spirit, propelled Ëthœn on a journey that would stretch the very fabric of reality. With the enigma of the runes haunting his every thought, he embarked upon a quest that would lead him to the farthest reaches of knowledge and darkness. His travels first bore him across the verdant and shadow-draped landscapes of his homeland, through realms whispered about in the eldest of tales. Each step on this journey was a dialogue with the ancient world, every destination a stanza in the poem of his quest. The land itself seemed to acknowledge his purpose, revealing secrets long shrouded in the mists of oblivion. It was in this odyssey of discovery that Ëthœn found his path to Gylkórnthýr, the sanctuary of study, a bastion of knowledge so profound and forbidden that it was said to be guarded by the very mysteries it contained. Gylkórnthýr was not merely a place but an idea, a nexus where the veil between the mundane and the magical was at its thinnest, where the air was thick with the power of unbridled solemn. Within the cloistered halls of Gylkórnthýr, Ëthœn delved into the arcane arts with a fervor that bordered on obsession. The sanctuary offered him the keys to realms beyond comprehension, to spells woven from the darkness between stars, and to rituals that echoed the creation of the cosmos itself. Here, he became a scholar of the shadows, seeking not just to understand the forbidden knowledge, but to master it. The years spent in Gylkórnthýr were a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations. Ëthœn's pursuit of the cave's secrets led him to the brink of realms forbidden, to the very edge of madness and enlightenment. He encountered texts that whispered of the origins of the runes, of their creation at the dawn of time by beings whose existence predated the very concept of reality. He learned of the Taruntheran, the elemental guardians, and of the Ainarthe, celestial architects of the universe. Yet, with each revelation, Ëthœn found himself drawn deeper into the web of forbidden knowledge. The allure of the dark arts, of powers untamed and ancient, became a siren call he could not resist. In his quest for understanding, he crossed boundaries not meant to be traversed, inviting the gaze of entities as timeless as the void. The journey of discovery that began with a child's curiosity and led Ëthœn Wílædhàn to the sanctuary of forbidden knowledge was a path paved with light and shadow. It was here, in the pursuit of the secrets of Gylkórnthýr and beyond, that Ëthœn's destiny began to weave itself into the fabric of legend, a thread of darkness amidst the tapestry of the world's lore. His voyage was not merely a quest for knowledge, but a pilgrimage into the heart of magic itself, where the line between seeker and sorcerer blurred into obscurity. Exile from Twilight, the price of forbidden knowledge. In the epoch spanning 44444 to 44534 ADF, within the hallowed confines of Gylkórnthýr, the sanctuary renowned as the cradle of arcane wisdom, Ëthœn Wílædhàn's relentless quest for forbidden knowledge reached its zenith. This bastion of enlightenment, where the very air thrummed with the pulse of ancient magics, became the arena of his transgression. The Welhanyasilu, a venerable brotherhood of scholars, stood as the stewards of this sacred knowledge, their lives dedicated to the preservation of the sanctuary's legacy and the balance of the mystical forces it harbored. The Welhanyasilu, clothed in the mantle of wisdom and bearing the torch of enlightenment, were not mere custodians, but the soul of Gylkórnthýr. Their ranks, composed of the most erudite scholars, were united by a singular purpose: to safeguard the arcana entrusted to their care, and to ensure that the pursuit of knowledge served the greater good, not the shadows of ambition. Ëthën, whose brilliance had once been a beacon of promise within the sanctuary's marbled halls, found himself ensnared by a thirst for knowledge that knew no bounds. The dark arts, with their seductive whispers of power, cast a long shadow over his path, leading him into the forbidden depths where light dared not tread. In his fervor to unravel the mysteries of the ancient runes, Ëthën crossed the unseen boundary that separated the seeker from the sorcerer, the learned from the lost. The day of reckoning was heralded not by the clash of thunder, but by the solemn assembly of the Ëthën Wílædhàn, beneath the vaulted expanse of Gylkórnthýr's ancient observatory. Here, where the heavens themselves bore witness, the Brotherhood passed judgment on one of their own. It was with heavy hearts and the weight of unyielding duty that they decreed Ëthæn's expulsion from the sanctuary that had once been his universe, his expulsion into the twilight beyond its sanctified borders. This edict was no mere banishment, but a severance from the very essence of Gylkórnthýr, from the brotherhood that had nurtured his talents, and from the legacy of knowledge he had sworn to uphold. The guardians of the sanctuary, the Ëthën Wílædhàn, in their role as both protectors and preservers, acted not out of malice, but from the profound responsibility to prevent the shadows of forbidden magic from consuming the light of their sacred charge. Thus, Ëthën Wílædhàn, once hailed as a luminary within the annals of Gylkórnthýr, became an exile, his name a whispered caution in the cloistered corners of the sanctuary. His descent into the realm of dark arts and the subsequent exile marked the end of one journey and the ominous onset of another. For in the shadow of his departure lay the seeds of his transformation, the dawn of a new existence beyond the pale of redemption or return, where the path of knowledge led not to enlightenment, but to the eternal twilight of damnation. The chrysalis of darkness, birth of Völdarshan. Between the years 44534 and 44934 ADF, the saga of Ëthën Wílædhàn traversed into realms shadowed not merely by the physical veil of night, but by the profound depths of existential darkness. Cast from the sanctity of Gylkórnthýr, he wandered, an exile, until the whispers of fate and the allure of unfathomed power drew him to Maledorath, a realm shrouded in the perpetual gloom of malevolent energies. It was here, in this forsaken land, where the boundaries between the arcane and the forbidden blurred into obscurity, that Ëthën sought to reclaim his destiny. Maledorath, known amongst whispered tales as the Cradle of Shadows, was a land where the light of knowledge flickered dimly, eclipsed by the pursuit of power at its most raw and untamed. The air itself was a tapestry of arcane whispers, each breath a communion with the ancient and the forbidden. In this place, where despair and ambition danced in a macabre ballet, Ëthën found the solitude necessary for his transformation. His studies took on a fervor that knew no bounds, each incantation, each forbidden tome, guiding him deeper into the abyss of dark magic. The Vöthû, with its corrupting embrace, became not just a subject of his study, but the very essence of his being. Ëthën sought to master the darkness, to bend it to his will, yet with each passing day it was he who became more entwined in its serpentine grasp. The culmination of his descent came not with a whisper, but with a cataclysm, a ritual of such power that it threatened to unravel the very fabric of his essence. Under a sky bereft of stars, amidst the ruins of a forgotten altar, Ëthën summoned the darkness he had courted with reckless abandon. The ritual, a harrowing fusion of arcane and forbidden energies, sought to transcend the limitations of mortal flesh and spirit. Yet power, especially that drawn from the shadows, demands its tribute. As the incantations echoed into the night, a fracture tore through Ëthæn's soul, a schism that no art could mend. His essence, stretched beyond endurance, shattered, scattering into the ether. In that moment of sublime agony and transcendence, Ëthën Wílædhàn ceased to be, and from the remnants of his being, Völdarshan was born. Bound to an Aelvedre dagger, the last relic of his mortal tether, Wílædhàn emerged not as a man, but as a specter of vengeance and sorrow, a shadow ensnared by the very darkness he had sought to dominate. The dagger, now a vessel for his fractured essence, became a symbol of his eternal bondage to the realm of shadows, a constant reminder of the price paid for delving too greedily into the abyss. In the aftermath of the ritual, Máládóráth stood silent, a witness to the birth of a legend. Wílædhàn, the entity once known as Ëthœn Wílædhàn, now traversed the realms of shadow and light, a being of unparalleled power and inscrutable motives. His transformation marked not an end but a beginning, the dawn of a new era, where the lines between hero and villain, light and darkness, were irrevocably blurred. Thus, in the crucible of darkness, amidst the ruins of ambition and despair, Wílædhàn was forged, a testament to the eternal dance between power and its price, a reminder that those who seek to master the shadows must first master themselves, lest they become but a shadow amidst the wailing echoes of their own folly. The eclipse's embrace, the eternal bond of agony. In the aftermath of the cataclysm that birthed Wílædhàn from the ashes of Ëthœn Wílædhàn, a curse as ancient as the cosmos itself took hold, weaving his fractured essence irrevocably with the Elvidre dagger. This bond was not merely a tether, but a curse of profound agony and eternal spirit, a fusion of being and blade that transcended the mere physical realms to anchor in the depths of the ethereal. The Elvidre dagger, now a vessel of shadows ensnaring the remnants of Wílædhàn's soul, became the heart of his existence. Forged in the crucible of dark magic and sealed by the ritual that shattered his mortal coil, the dagger was both sanctuary and prison. Within its cold, unyielding steel lay the paradox of Wílædhàn's power and his curse, the source of his strength and the chains of his torment. Bound to this blade, Wílædhàn's presence in the mortal world was confined to the fleeting moments of Ëthœn, the eclipse known as sun crossing, a celestial event of rare and profound power that occurs once every 4,320 years. It is during Ëthœn, when the sun's light is devoured by the moon's shadow and the world is draped in an ethereal twilight, that the fabric of reality thins enough for Wílædhàn to manifest. Cloaked in the umbra of Ëthœn, he roams the earth, a figure of power and sorrow, his spirit momentarily unchained from the eternal bondage of the Elvidre dagger. This rare convergence of celestial bodies, a dance of light and shadow, becomes his temporary reprieve, a momentary breach in his imprisonment, where he can once again tread upon the lands he once knew. Yet this freedom is but a cruel mirage in the desert of his eternity. With each Ëthœn, Wílædhàn is painfully reminded of all that he has lost, of the ambitions that led him to the abyss, and of the price he continues to pay. The eclipse, while a moment of release, is also a poignant echo of his isolation, a reminder that his existence is forever bound to the cycle of celestial movements, his spirit and agony, intertwined with the dagger that both empowers and imprisons him. Thus, in the shadow of Ëthœn, Wílædhàn's curse unfolds, a testament to the eternal dance between power and its price, between freedom and bondage. As the eclipse fades and the world returns to the light, Wílædhàn retreats once more into the void, waiting for the next Ëthœn to briefly awaken from his dark slumber, a specter of legend, bound by the twilight between worlds.